Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the day 21 of Agri SAARTHI KRANTI 2026, our 30-day National Agricultural Training Program. On behalf of the Agri SAARTHI team, I, Pooja Kumari, warmly welcome to our respected speaker, Dr. Dinesh Jain, sir, Organizing Director and Chief Secretary of Agri SAARTHI, Mr. Ajay Kasana, sir, and all the enthusiastic participants present here today. It's a pleasure to have such enthusiastic participants joining us once again. In our previous session, we had an interesting discussion on pearl production and crab farming, where we explored alternative and high-valued enterprises in the fisheries and aquaculture sector. The session highlighted how innovative farming practices can open new income opportunities for farmers and entrepreneurs. Building on that understanding of enterprise-based agriculture, today's session takes us a step further by focusing on agri-entrepreneurship and career opportunities in business management. This session will help us understand how agriculture knowledge can be converted into successful business model and diverse career opportunities. To guide us on this important and practical topic, we are privileged to have us with Dr. Dinesh Jain, sir. Dr. Dinesh Jain holds a PhD in Food and Agri-Business Management from IIM Ahmedabad, with qualification in Agri-Business Management and Agriculture Engineering, and has over 15 years of experience in research, teaching, and training. He is Associate Professor in Agri-Entrepreneurship Strategy and General Management at the Indian Institute of Plantation Management, Bangalore, an autonomous organization under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. His area of expertise include agri-entrepreneurship, agri-business management, entrepreneurship strategy, rural finance, development strategy, and general management. We are confident that his insight and experience will provide valuable direction and motivation to all our participants. With this, I warmly welcome Dr. Dinesh Jain, sir, and request him to please take over the session. Sir, over to you.
Thank you very much, Pooja ji. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, your whole team, for inviting us to have this session and also share us about our institute and what we do and what we have been doing. So we'll do that. So for next 1 hour or so, I'm going to share about our institute. And I'm going to share about agri entrepreneurship, what all opportunities are there in the agribusiness domain, plantation domain, food processing business, and I'm also going to talk about the agri export. So largely that's maybe 45-50 minutes I'll talk about it, and then I'll take up a few questions, and also if there are questions in between, clarifying question, feel free to ask. I am knowing Hindi, English and all these languages, so feel free to ask questions in Hindi, English. आप चाहें मैं बीच बीच में काफ़ी यूज़ करूँगा हिंदी का, लेकिन ये हो सकेगा कि मैं ज़्यादा यूज़ करूँगा इंग्लिश का, और उसके बाद हम एंड में आराम से एक पूरा फोरम ओपन कर देंगे और हम लोग काफ़ी बात कर सकते हैं क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हो सकती है, कहाँ आगे जाया जा सकता है, क्या चैलेंजेस हो सकते हैं, और ये सारी जो प्रोसेसेस हैं. सो व्हाट आई डू, आई स्टार्ट विथ फ्यू स्लाइड्स ऑन लार्जली क्या क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं एग्री बिजनेस के अंदर. Okay, I hope my slides are visible to you. मेरा slide दिख रहा होगा सबको?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, all right, very good. This thing is not required, ये slide का कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, लेकिन still to bring in perspective, if someone is not from the domain, and just to connect some numbers, and particularly you are students, so I feel that I should give you some numbers. What is the contribution of Indian agriculture to the economy, Indian economy in particular. Now, if you just go back some 5-7 years back, there was this COVID. The only sector that was growing, and that was in green, that means profitable, that means which is showing positive growth, was agriculture. Because there are people, there are mouths, and food would always be required. खाना हमेशा ज़रूरत रहेगा. So Indian economy में agriculture sector is extremely important. Why? One thing is it is contributing to about 16 to 17% to its GDP, the gross domestic product. So the products that are being made in an economy, about 16 to 17% of that is coming from the agriculture sector in terms of value. This sector is also contributing about 45% of employment, about 45% of the people that are there who are working. So this sector is providing them employment directly. Then there are various indirect ways also, so overall that is 45%. We are number one in terms of net cropped area. We are number two in a lot of the food and all these items. Our export is about 50 billion US dollars. So if you look at this sector, and this sector has been a very important contributor as a raw material to various industries. So this sector is like very supportive, to all this economy, and it cannot be considered low or less. In fact, it is more important than any other sector. Over years, what has happened? The contribution of agriculture sector has gone down. Okay, and that is natural. That's the general process of economics. That as you grow, your primary sector, including agriculture, its share in the GDP would go down. The sector like industry would earlier, first it will go up, and then the services sector would go up. India has little jumps there, our IT services and all these sectors have come up, but overall agriculture sector is very important. And there are a lot of opportunities which have come in with this opening of the economy and the technology coming in and the services coming in. And there are huge opportunities, particularly in the on, you may say, industrial side, processing side, and lot of opportunities in agri export and agri services. Okay, so this sector is extremely important. Okay, and we have been producer of some of these crops, but if you go to processing or towards export, we are not having a very handsome numbers or good numbers. And that's where there is a requirement of lot of people like you, technical graduates, and people who have aspirations to take these sectors forward. Okay, and this particular program, SAARTHI initiative, is for that. Okay, and our institute is also contributing towards that. Your universities are also contributing to that. So we together as a whole can really contribute to this sector becoming it is very important, but becoming more important, and help this sector or see this sector and contribute to this sector moving more towards processing, more towards services being absorbed, and taking the benefit of the technology that is coming in with the opening of the economy and all this opening of the markets. Okay, so now this is just for reference. You are knowing it, you are engineers, and you are BSc graduates, and that is there. So this was the past, and now we are moving towards an agriculture where one of the factor of production, it has always been technology, but at a very low level. We used to have bullock carts. We started using some farm implements, but tractor, and if you look at last 50-70 years, tractors and all these machineries have come in, modern machineries. We have moved to combine harvesters, we have moved to sprayers, now we have drones, we have all these fertigation, micro irrigation, all these equipments have come in. Now the new era, which is for last 10-15 years we are seeing, is use of data. ओके, डाटा काफ़ी यूज़ होता है, डाटा एनालाइज किया जाता है, फार्म साइजेस, कितना प्रोडक्शन, कितना क्या, ऑल दिस डाटा, एंड देन उस डाटा को एनालाइज करके सिस्टम्स पे, कंप्यूटर्स पे, टैबलेट्स पे डिसीजंस आर गिवन, एंड आल्सो एआई एंड मशीन लर्निंग, ये सारी चीज़ें आ रही है. सो नाउ वी आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स दैट. और जो ये सारे ग्रेजुएट्स हैं जो कि डिफरेंट इंस्टीट्यूट से निकल के आ रहे हैं, स्टेट एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी से या वेरियस इंस्टीट्यूशन से, नाउ दे ऑल्सो शुड बी अवेयर. दे आर अवेयर, बट दे नीड little upgradation. This particular initiative, SAARTHI, is a right step and a very good step and big step towards that direction. So going ahead, if you look at overall opportunities, there is this thinking that there are limited opportunities, or there are a few categories of opportunities in the sector, but that is not true. There are n number of opportunities. In fact, some opportunities which are highly untapped. काफ़ी potential है. आप, if you look at agri value chain, rather than looking at only production, which has been a point of focus, an area of focus for last many decades, there are other areas which are coming up, and looking at other areas of agri value chain. These days the value chain is looked at in terms of total totality, rather than being one element here and there. तो हम उसको पूरी चेन की तरह देखते हैं, from farm to table, from farm to fork, as it is being said. Okay, and these days planes are used in production to plate when the things are coming to you, variety of them. So huge opportunities in this sector. This is broadly, I'm going to take them up one by one, but huge opportunities in harvesting, transport, post harvest, etc. You know very well. I'm just kind of highlighting that. Primary processing, secondary processing, distribution, packaging, cold chain, supply chain, retailing, huge opportunity, trade, export, agri infrastructure. If you put together, all these huge opportunities are there. And one of the things which is happening, big companies are investing in the areas where they are towards the customer more rather than in across the chain. In between there are a lot of gaps, बीच में काफी gaps हैं जो कि infrastructure के, cold storages के, there are huge gaps and it requires someone to, a lot of people to take care of that, or small startups and small enterprises, MSMEs, to take care of it. And these are the areas which are opening up entrepreneurial opportunities, startup opportunities. Even even when you work for your organization, the opportunities that you can suggest to your managers and your bosses. So there are opportunities in this sector which needs to be looked at. Okay, state agriculture universities have done their part, but it is now the role of the graduates coming out of these universities to take up these opportunities as challenges. I am sitting in Bengaluru, which is a hub of startups, and we are here to promote and encourage young minds like you, coming with very good knowledge and intellect, etc., to take up these opportunities. Okay, we are here to add skill. Sarthi initiative is also adding some skills, many skills to your thing, many, you may say a lot of exposure. And I'm also going to add to that, maybe a little bit only, but we are going to make an attempt. Now, just for some more numbers for you before I jump to the opportunities. You look at global food sector overall, and particularly Indian food sector. India is the second largest producer of food, but can we say the same for the level of processing? No. A lot of European nations, they are doing very well in terms of the processing. A lot of our products go waste. You would be knowing these numbers better than me, but still I would like to highlight, a lot of our waste. If you go to any mandi, आप शाम को मंडी में जाइए, आप वहाँ देखेंगे कितना सारा जो fruits, vegetables हैं वो waste होती है. Okay, that number may be very staggering, but it's around 70,000, 80,000 crores of worth of vegetables and fruits. Okay, so that goes waste because we cannot process it. These are perishable commodities. उनको हमने process नहीं किया है, वो next day उसकी quality would go down, then a few more days, and these things cannot be used. उसका storage नहीं है, और the cost of storage is high. आप उसको कहीं और ले जा नहीं सकते, उसका डिमांड उस जगह पे नहीं है, दूसरी जगह है जहां पहुंचा नहीं सकते, किसी गांव में, किसी टाउन में, बिकॉज द चैनल्स आर नॉट देयर, चेन्स आर नॉट देयर, सप्लाई चेन नहीं बनी है, या इट इज टू कॉस्टली. Okay, so there are these challenges, particularly food sector, and we talk about food security. And our green revolution 1960s, Punjab, Haryana, and Western UP, and these areas are the one which saved India food security के लिए. green revolution में जो सब changes हुए इस area में हुए. और अभी आप देखिए कि हमारा इतना सारा फूड जो है वो वेस्ट जा रहा है, क्योंकि हमारे पास टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है उस लेवल पे, उस स्केल पे. वी कैन नॉट प्रोसेस इट, और we don't have the transportation required, we don't have storages required, and we don't have the concentrated markets. There are scattered markets, so there are gaps there. And see, if you look at government, every government has a limited, if you talk about simple economics, it's the market forces of demand and supply that has to really look at things. Government is a mere enabler or facilitator. Okay, so government एक facilitator है, enabler है, उसके beyond नहीं. It cannot create the whole market for it. It can facilitate little bit of factors, it can encourage, it can boost in some money to create some markets, create facilities, but it cannot create entrepreneurs in that sense. It can only boost something. Startup India या MSME वाला जितने grants हैं जो government की तरफ से आ रहे हैं या support है, those are like boosting. थोड़ा थोड़ा हम आपको करके देते हैं with the funds available. This sector is big. We are talking about billions of rupees which would be required. Okay, pumping in of that. Okay, so what is required is companies who are working in this domain, the market forces, demand side, and the channel partners, and the graduates who are coming out, the students, they have to create enterprises, either within their organization which they'll join, or individually, MSMEs, etc. And the grant is for that. It's always the market forces which will take care. No government anywhere in the world can create market and make them run. Even if they can boost in any money, it's the actor who will run it. So there is a requirement of the producers, there's a requirement of processors, there's a requirement of traders, and there is a requirement of customers. And that connection has to be built. What customer want is a variety of products at certain prices, okay, at certain time, and that has to be supplied by the the producers and various actors. So what government can do is facilitate, which it has been doing, or it would continue to do. There would be gaps, there would be challenges, there would be some elements and here and there, But overall, it's the market forces who have to take care, and it's the entrepreneurs and MSMEs, who have to take care of that, or the startups. And some of the gaps can get filled by टेक्नोलॉजी कई सारे सोल्यूशन दे देती है, बट पहले एक बड़ा चैलेंज होता था कि जो ग्रांट जाते थे या जो डेवलपमेंट जाता था वो पैसा पहुंचता नहीं था. लोग कहते थे कि आपने वहां से 1 रुपया भेजा, हमें तो 4 आना भी नहीं मिला, 16 आने, हमें हमें उसका 25 पैसा भी नहीं मिला. वन ऑफ द रीजन इज कि उतना सारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर खड़ा किया गया, पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम और एग्री के अंदर और कई सारे सिस्टम क्रिएट गए, सब सब्सिडी वगैरह के. तो वो उसमें ये था कि दैन केम कि भाई सीधा ही पैसा पहुंचा दीजिए, डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर कर दीजिए. तो डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर करने के लिए कहाँ करें, तो चेक सिस्टम आया, बोले वो भी नहीं चल रहा है. ऑनलाइन सिस्टम आ गया, टेक्नोलॉजी ने सोल्यूशन दे दिया कि भाई आपके अकाउंट्स खुल गए हैं, चाहे जनधन में खुले या चाहे किसी में खुले, आपका बैंक अकाउंट है, वो नंबर है, आपका आधार नंबर है, दैट इज योर दिस वन आइडेंटिटी. सो वो कनेक्ट हुआ, आपका पैसा आपके पास आ गया. तो बहुत सारा जो लीकेज था वो वहाँ चला गया. कई जो चीज़ें पीडीएस सिस्टम बनाए, दैट इज़ फॉर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ फूड, बट जो हमने दूसरे सिस्टम सब्सिडीज वगैरह के लिए बनाए, वो सारी चीज़ें निकल गई. दैट इज़ देयर. वन चैलेंज वो उसकी प्रोडक्टिविटी कम है, प्रोसेसिंग टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है, बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे सब्सिडी दी गई, बहुत सारी चीज़ों में एक्सपोजर, विजिट, ट्रेनिंग, वो सब दिया गया वेरियस थ्रू वेरियस फॉर्म, स्टेट एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटीज़ या कई तरह की इंस्टीट्यूशन, हमारी तरह के इंस्टीट्यूशन, आईसीआर के कई इंस्टीट्यूशन, आईएआरआई, कई सारे बैंक्स वगैरह है. सो ऑल दिस इज द सपोर्ट एट, बट अल्टीमेटली इट्स द मार्केट फोर्सेज ऑफ डिमांड एंड सप्लाई, they have to take care of it, and jobs etc would come from these enterprises and the companies that go there. Government largely is always towards, as an enabler, so there is always this limited kinds of and one kind of job, but the new jobs would come in with the new enterprises and startup. And food sector in particular has lot of opportunities, particularly towards supply chain, particularly toward processing, particularly toward creating businesses. And agri export also a lot of opportunities. Plantation mein there are a lot of things possible. We shouldn't stop at production based कि कॉफी बना दिया, चाय बना दिया, हम बंद हो जाएं. उसको आप एक्सपीरियंस की तरफ लेके जाइए, कितना सारा बिजनेस पॉसिबल है. वाई इज कॉफी बीइंग स्टॉपिंग एट के ब्रू और नेस्कैफे ही आता है. कॉफी का 5 वेव का बात किया जाता है, 5 वेव्स. वो ब्रू और नेस्कैफे तो पहले ही वेव में है, दूसरे वेव में स्टारबक्स और कैफे है, तीसरा वेव में यू जस्ट लुक एट इट, देयर इज ब्लू टोकाई एंड दीज हु sell coffee as an art, just like an artist doing it. And then fourth and fifth is more about data and blockchain and all these things, technology leading it on, talking using sustainable material and all of that. 5 waves of coffee. Same is for tea and for other areas. Huge opportunities, but it requires entrepreneurs, because government would always look at the scale at which they have to. They will create the foundation. The superstructure has to be taken care of by the the technical people, the people coming from the state agriculture universities, the people coming from the management institution after that. So there are huge opportunities, but there is a requirement of certain skills. वो skills का बहुत ज़रूरत है, and that has to be looked at, that has to be developed. Modern agriculture के all challenges that you see are opportunities for the some person. Challenges should not stop at challenges. These are opportunities. That's known as entrepreneurial mindset. Look at challenges as opportunities rather than them as challenges. थक हार के बैठने का तो कुछ है नहीं उसमें, उसमें तो उसको आप मानिए अपॉर्चुनिटी है. अगर वहाँ नहीं है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, क्या आप एक वेयर हाउस खड़ा कर सकते हैं, क्या आप उसके लिए इन्वेस्टमेंट ला सकते हैं, क्या गवर्नमेंट तक आप पहुंच के वहाँ किसी ग्रांट से वो बिल्डअप कर सकते हैं. दैट इज एंटरप्रेन्योरियल टेंडेंसी एंड दैट इज द माइंडसेट दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड. कैन अ टेक्नोलॉजी और अ मशीन सॉल्व इट? दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड. ओके, सो ब्रॉडली क्या जरूरत है इज एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. Okay, and when we say entrepreneurship, it's not about creating venture. There is this definition which has come up because of government and its definition because it want to fund, but that is not the precise definition. The purpose may be that, okay, but it is not about creating new enterprises. Entrepreneurship कभी नई enterprise बनाने का purpose नहीं है. Entrepreneurship is a behavior. Okay, it is not the art of, or it is not creating enterprises. It is basically about enhancing the value that you can do while working within your organization. क्या आप किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करके बना सकते हैं? बिल्कुल. आप उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कोई नया अगर इनोवेशन लेके आते हैं, कुछ नया अगर वहाँ आप स्टार्ट करते हैं, एक नया डिवीजन स्टार्ट करते हैं, एक नई कैटेगरी स्टार्ट करते हैं, या नया मेथड बना देते हैं प्रोडक्शन का, यू आर डूइंग एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. सो वो तो फंड देने के लिए एक डेफिनेशन बनाई गई थी कि इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट किया या इतना टर्नओवर किया तो आपने एक एंटरप्राइज बनाया, और ये सब कुछ हो गया। वो तो बेसिकली स्टार्टअप इंडिया और एमएसएमई और उस स्कीम के लिए बनाई गई डेफिनेशन है, वो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप नहीं है। एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की ग्लोबल डेफिनेशन है, यू बिहेव एंटरप्रेन्योरली, टेक रिस्क और बेसिकली सीक अपॉर्चुनिटी, अपॉर्चुनिटी ढूंढिए, उसके ऊपर जो थोड़ा रिस्क लेना है वो लीजिए, कुछ नया बदलिए, यू आर एन एंटरप्रेन्योर। सो दैट आर्ट विच इज जनरली इज बेसिकली नोन एज एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप। आप किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करते हुए आप जो बिजनेस बना रहे हैं उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, उसके रिसोर्सेज यूज करते हुए, दैट इज एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एज वेल, नोन एज एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और कॉर्पोरेट एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप। सो इट इज एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, नॉट दुकान खोला वो नहीं है। और टू बी टॉक अबाउट, लोग डिफाइन करते हैं स्टार्टअप को कि भैया वो 10 करोड़ 10 साल से नया होना चाहिए और 100 करोड़ के ऊपर टर्नओवर नहीं होना। दैट इज गवर्नमेंट डेफिनेशन टू गिव ग्रांट इन दैट, दैट इज नॉट डेफिनेशन ऑफ स्टार्टअप ऑल्सो। Startup is some unit, okay, which is into the value creation, okay, being innovative, all right, and it is changing the business model, it is disrupting. That is a global definition. अगर आप एक दुकान की जगह दूसरा दुकान खोल रहे हैं, आप स्टार्टअप नहीं चालू कर रहे हैं, जब तक आप उस बिजनेस मॉडल को स्टार्टअप आप उसको डिसरप्ट नहीं करते हैं, मार्केट को आप मार्केट को बदल नहीं देते। तो फॉर एग्जांपल ओयो है, वो आपका स्टार्टअप है, ओके लेकिन आपने एक सिंपल सा साइट खोल दिया, एक पोर्टल खोल दिया, आप उसको बोले वो स्टार्टअप है, नहीं, वो तो शायद आप उसको कह सकते हैं एंटरप्राइज है, एक बिजनेस है, एंटरप्राइज है, लेकिन वो स्टार्टअप नहीं है। स्टार्टअप वो है जिसने मॉडल चेंज कर दिया, उसने एक नया मॉडल दिया कि कुछ लोग रूम ढूंढ रहे थे होटल्स के लिए, उनको अच्छे जो सर्विसेज चाहिए, स्टैंडर्ड सर्विसेज नहीं मिल रहा, दे आर नॉट गेटिंग दोज सर्विसेज, और उस तरफ कई सारे होटल हैं, गेस्ट हाउसेज हैं, वो खाली पड़े हैं। सो उसने यूजिंग इंटरनेट विच हैज कम इन 2000, जो 2G 4G ये सब जो चीज़ें आई, इंटरनेट जो आया, उसने कनेक्ट किया, उसको यूज करते हुए, एक प्लेटफॉर्म को यूज करते हुए, जिधर डिमांड थी, जिधर सप्लाई थी, मार्केट फोर्स, उसको कनेक्ट कर दिया उन्होंने, दैट इज स्टार्टअप। उन्होंने कनेक्ट किया, ओके और वो उसको उस पर रेवेन्यू जनरेट कर रहे हैं, और वो उस पर बिजनेस जनरेट कर रहे हैं, वैल्यू क्रिएट कर। जब तक वैल्यू क्रिएशन नहीं होता है, कोई एंटरप्राइज स्टार्टअप नहीं है, और वो कोई एंटरप्राइज भी नहीं है। ओके सो इट देयर हैज टू बी अ वैल्यू, जरूरी नहीं है पैसा जनरेट हो, वैल्यू जनरेट होनी चाहिए, गुडविल, देयर आर सोशल एंटरप्राइजेस। ओके फॉर एग्जांपल, अभी आपका जो ये आपका जो इनिशिएटिव है, इसको आप कह सकते हैं कि एक तरह की ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कर रहे हैं अजय एंड इनकी टीम, पूजा जी और आपकी जो टीम है पूरी। तो that is there, that is a new initiative, that is also good, that is something is required. So basically entrepreneurs क्या करते हैं, they recognize opportunity where others see chaos and confusion. Okay, so if I throw at you a picture, मैं अगर आपके सामने एक पिक्चर दिखाता हूँ जिसमें कुछ ट्रैफिक जैम वगैरह है, अगर आप उसमें ट्रैफिक जैम ही देखते हैं तो आप एंटरप्रेन्योरली नहीं सोच रहे। अगर आप उसमें अपॉर्चुनिटी देखते हैं, कैसे इस ट्रैफिक जैम को करने के लिए, यहाँ पार्किंग का प्रॉब्लम है, एक पार्किंग बना दीजिए, आप आपका बिजनेस चल पड़ा। आप वहाँ पे कुछ फूड सर्व कर दीजिए जहाँ जैम हो रखा है, आपका फिर बिजनेस चल पड़ा। ओके आप बेटर सर्विसेज करिए कि ये रोड्स जहाँ ट्रैफिक जैम है उधर आप जाए ना, एक और बिजनेस हो गया। वहाँ कुछ सामान बाहर निकला, एनक्रोचिंग, मतलब रोड को एनक्रोच कर रहे हैं वो लोग, you have another venture in place, that is entrepreneurship. You may charge money for it, you may not charge money for it, if you are creating a value, you are in business of entrepreneurship, you are in the field of entrepreneurship. ये जो word entrepreneur है, it has come from the French language, from the French, it means to undertake. Okay, although definition is saying to undertake, लेकिन इसका मतलब सिर्फ undertaking नहीं होता है, इसका मतलब ये भी होता है या तो आप एक बिजनेस बनाइए या एक ब्रांड बनाइए। ओके और बिजनेस बनाना जरूरी नहीं है कि आपका फुल कंट्रोल या आपका शेयर इक्विटी होना चाहिए। आप बिजनेस अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए बनाइए, वो भी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप है। आप एक ट्रेडमार्क बनाइए, अगर आप पेटेंट और ये सब चीज़ों में आईपीआर बनाते हैं, दैट इज ऑल्सो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप। ओके वैल्यू क्रिएशन होना चाहिए, दैट इज एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप। और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इज अ माइंडसेट rather than anything else. It's a mindset to seek opportunities, taking risk, and third, have the tenacity to push an idea to reality. एक आइडिया है, और आइडिया क्या है, प्रॉब्लम है, उसका एक सोल्यूशन आप प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं। इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट। बाकी तो सब टेक्निकल डेफिनेशंस है टू गिव ग्रांट्स और टू गिव सब्सिडीज एंड सपोर्ट, अदरवाइज इट जस्ट अ माइंडसेट, एंटरप्रेन्योरल इंडिविजुअल्स। ओके शुम्पीटर ने फंक्शंस, 4 फंक्शंस बताए, लिटिल बिट ऑफ थ्योरी, बट आई थॉट आई शुड गिव दिस जेंटलमैन हिज ड्यू, एंड आई शुड रेफर टू इट बिकॉज ही इज द वन हु हैज टॉक्ड अबाउट इनोवेशन, ही इज नोन एज फादर ऑफ इनोवेशन, शुम्पीटर, शायद स्पेलिंग थोड़ा गलत है। ओके सो शी इज गिवन दैट। उन्होंने बोला 4 चीजें अगर आप करते हैं तो आप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कर रहे हैं। 4 थिंग्स, वन इज इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स, इफ यू आर ब्रिंगिंग अ न्यू प्रोडक्ट इन द मार्केट, So you are doing entrepreneurship. Okay. The second thing is you are introducing in the market the new method of production, नए तरीके से बनाना. That is also entrepreneurship. Developing new markets is also entrepreneurship, and making changes in the existing system, any of that is also entrepreneurship. Even finding out new source of raw material for you is also entrepreneurship. ओके जहाँ भी आप थोड़ा सा भी अगर आप इनोवेशन लेके आते हैं, आप रिस्क लेते हैं, आप अपॉर्चुनिटी सीख करते हैं, किसी की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते हैं, यू आर इनटू बिजनेस ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, यू आर इन द फील्ड ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. Okay, so that is there. And one more thing that is more of a quote, but I would like to put it here, that you never become rich until you sell your time. If you are a factor of production, you go somewhere, you sell your time, maybe for a small amount or anything, then you are not really become a rich. You become rich when you buy the time. When you tell someone, okay, come, we'll do something. Okay, then you are an entrepreneur. That's why I've called this Saarthi team an entrepreneur, because they are buying our time. Whatever, that's voluntary, but they are taking our time. They're arranging it. So that arrangement is entrepreneurship, and that is required. That is initiative. That initiative is required. Now let us talk about some sectors, particularly in India, where there are a lot of opportunities. Some of them are unexplored, or the scale at which it has to be done has not been done. Huge opportunities. Okay, food processing, to be very precise, is a big opportunity. Big opportunity. People think that it requires a lot of money to have these units. It's not true. There are a lot of ventures in food processing which can be done at household level. Dehydrated fruits and vegetable, huge. Poultry industry, cottage, handicraft industry, which is non-food, and agri, that's their oil industry. Huge. I'll talk more about it. Have some of the opportunities. I'll cover about 7-8 areas. Just look at this. I'll give you the glimpse of or glance of or the glimpse of these opportunities which is there. You just will just glance through it. Okay, so look at this, some opportunities which are sorry. So for example, you look at high value crops. Now this is very basic, conventionally. We'll start from the production side and then move towards services and export and all of that. Okay, so there are huge opportunities. High value crop agriculture, high value fruits, vegetable, from cereals, food grains, to fruits and vegetables, exotic fruits and vegetables. Huge opportunity. Just look at dragon fruit. Okay, a couple of months back, 3 months back, I was in Andhra Pradesh, in the non-traditional area for coffee production, etc. In that areas, बहुत सारा ड्रैगन फ्रूट बोया जाता है रूरल लेवल पे. उसके लिए मार्केट्स है. ड्रैगन फ्रूट एक्सोटिक फ्रूट है, भारत में आराम से बोया जाता है, उसकी डिमांड है. यू गो टू सुपर मार्केट्स एट्सेट्रा, काफ़ी डिमांड है उसकी. कैन इट बी डन इन योर फॉर्म्स? इट कैन बी डन. ओके, स्पाइसेस के अंदर काफ़ी पोटेंशियल है. काफ़ी स्पाइसेस इंडिया में बोई जाती है थ्रू आउट, ऑल्दो लार्जली द एरिया इज ईस्टर्न घाट्स एंड वेस्टर्न घाट, nearby the areas I am currently there, Bengaluru. But there are, spices being grown, medicinal plant, particularly Uttarakhand and these areas, hills, lot of things are there. Fruits and vegetables all across India, they are being grown. Huge opportunities. Now, one of the challenge here is that these areas people are knowing, opportunity knowing. Technical skills have been built over years. State agriculture universities, there are other institutions, research institutions, they are building on it. But one of the area which there has been some, contributions, some, initiatives, but largely there are still gaps and potentials, is the managerial skills. Okay, when you need to run divisions and businesses, you require technical skill for sure, but you require market skills as well. You require financial planning, market analysis, operational efficiencies, sustainability, strategy, seeing through what would be after 6 months, okay, 5 years, okay, how much money to put now, how much, marketing I should do, should I use digital technology at what level, okay, how much money I should put in. Okay, so that is there, that these skills are required. Okay, so going for management and learning managerial skill, either, organically while doing the business or through doing it or working in an organization, or getting a formal education like ours or various places in India which deals with management skills. But that is important. Huge opportunities, but it has to be backed by looking at business skills. Technical skills, extremely important, but there are two elements which are uncontrolled. This is like a vehicle with 3 horses, at least 3 horses. There are more, but at least 3 horses. One is the technical elements that, various engineering, BSc and all these are giving. The second is understanding market. So one you can do when you go to the market, you work in organization and then you get. That's why you see a lot of people working in organization, वहाँ जाके काम करते हैं, 50 साल 60 साल की उम्र में वो वहाँ से बाहर आते हैं, and then they have money, resources one, and they have ideas, they have found gaps, और उसके बाद वो अपना बिजनेस शुरू करते हैं. कुछ लोग 30s 40s में भी करते हैं, but some experience. But what have they learned in the business? Managerial skills, more like that. Managing people, managing money, managing ideas, planning, financial, managing finances, managing market. So that is important. These skills are important. So even in production, high value crop, planning of the thing as a one unit, one self-sustainable unit is important. Okay, so huge opportunities is possible there. Similarly, there are opportunities in organic farming that you all know, and also natural farming where you are not claiming to that you are not using chemicals, but you are not using chemicals at all. Something coming from the water and all that is fine. So natural farming, not using chemicals from your side, that there is a huge potential for that, particularly the consumers post COVID. A lot of there is a trend for health consciousness has come in. A lot of products people ask, organic, and they pay for it. There is willingness to pay for it. Okay, but the products that are available in small quantities scattered, so the prices also are high. So they are largely like premium products, which should not be there. We should not be this shouldn't be. Okay, certification, etc., some charges and all of that, compliances and some methods you have to use. Okay, you have to make up for not using chemicals, and you have some gap also where the soil would build up the capacity to produce, so your productivity may go down when you go for organic, and that is there, and the demand is also on a lower side. So prices thoda, they are like premium products. But should they be premium? If you increase the scale, economies of scale bolte hain, that is a managerial concept. So that is there. ओके, सो मैनेजरल स्किल के आप हिसाब से इसको देखिए, आप इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ स्केल से देखिए. इफ यू प्रोड्यूस, आप सिर्फ 10 यूनिट बनाते हैं और आप 10,000 यूनिट बनाते हैं, आपके सारे फिक्स कॉस्ट डिवाइड हो जाएंगे. एक सिंपल सा कंसेप्ट मैंने आपको फिक्स कॉस्ट का दिया. दैट इज व्हाट इज मैनेजमेंट स्किल. ओके, आप जरूर कुछ चीजें जानते हैं, काफी चीजें, बट ये चीज जरूर बिल्डअप करिए. यू बिल्ट अप. देर आर वेज टू डू formal courses, 2-year PGDMs are there. Similarly, there are online courses. But if you look at it from a broader perspective, ऊपर से आप जो देखते हैं, बड़ा पिक्चर, ब्रॉडर पिक्चर, वो इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड देन ऑफ सीजन कल्टीवेशन, ग्रीन हाउसेस, प्रोटेक्टेड कल्टीवेशन, ये जो सारी चीजें होती है, वेयर यू कंट्रोल द एनवायरमेंट इन द फील्ड, टेम्परेचर वगैरह आप कंट्रोल करते हैं बना के, प्रोटेक्टेड कल्टीवेशन, मल्चिंग, ये जो सारी चीजें होती है, इससे यू कैन प्रोड्यूस इवन इन एक्सट्रीम्स ऑफ द क्लाइमेट्स. ओके, और उसके लिए कस्टमर्स ढूंढना, मार्केट बनाना, मार्केट डेवलप करना, टेक्नोलॉजी का अडॉप्ट कराना, इन्वेस्टमेंट लेके आना स्केल अप करने के लिए. दिस इज जस्ट वन एरिया, क्रॉप एंड हॉर्टिकल्चर, सीड प्रोडक्शन, नर्सरीज, हाई क्वालिटी सीज. अगर आप देखें एक्सोटिक फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स, अपॉर्चुनिटी है. व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड इज द ह्यूमन, the man or the human behind the machine that is required, behind the technology, with managerial skill, who can see, cover some of the aspects. What are companies doing? They are aggregating the factors of production. Okay, so that is there. That is a thing that you should worry about. Okay. Okay, so that is there. Now, I'll just now glance and help you look at certain opportunities. Now, livestock and allied agribusiness, dairy farming, processing में देखिए, Anand pattern of cooperatives have come in. Amul, NDDB ने ऑपरेशन फ्लड चलाया, and all those things have come in. But अभी देखिए उसके बाद कोई बहुत बड़े चेंजेस हुए हैं, प्रोडक्ट्स में काफी सारे चेंजेस हुए हैं. बट प्रोक्योरमेंट साइड, cooperatives have come up. Could private dairies and all they do? There are a lot of dairies, etc. They are still going with the basic products. What is required by the consumer is lot of product. Now after liberalization 90s, में the markets have opened up. There are a lot of new products, a variety of product being made in the European countries and also in American, Western countries. It's being made, US and all of that. But are we really? For example, there's company Nestle, वो काफी प्रोडक्ट बनाती है, अमूल भी काफी बनाती है, लेकिन नेस्ले ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट बनाती है, अलग टाइप के, थोड़ा ज्यादा इनोवेशन करती है. सो देयर इज अ रिक्वायरमेंट. और वो रिक्वायरमेंट ऐसा नहीं है कि वो अपने उनके लैब से बना रहे हैं, नहीं. देयर आर पीपल डूइंग, वो उनके आइडियाज वगैरह दे परचेज एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, एंड जो चल रहा है, जो अच्छा हिट लग रहा है, सो दे बाय आइडियाज, स्टार्टअप्स बाय किए जाते हैं. देयर इज दिस मिल्क बास्केट, एक मिल्क का देने का यूनिट होता था, वो रिलायंस ने उसको एक्वायर किया, अभी वो रिलायंस का है, मिल्क बास्केट की ब्रांड से आता है. So there are these opportunities in this sector. अक्षय कल्पा ऑर्गेनिक करके आता है, काफी बड़ी फर्म बन रही है धीरे धीरे. सो दैट इज देयर आर दीज अपॉर्चुनिटीज. पोल्ट्री में वेंकटेश्वरा हैचरी आप देखिए कुछ सालों में जो निकल के आया, सुगना पोल्ट्री करके निकल, देर आर डिजाइनर एग्स बीइंग मेड. ओके, पूरा प्रोसेस आ गया है पोल्ट्री के अंदर. इट्स नॉट ऑन स्कैटर्ड वगैरह, हाई क्वालिटी जो फीड वगैरह दी जाती है उसके अंदर चीज़ें आ गई, प्रोडक्ट्स हैं. कैंडल लीफ चिकन आप देखिए, हाउ हाउ मच चेंजेस दे हैव मेड ओवर द ईयर्स. उस तरफ काफ़ी चेंजेस किया कस्टमर की साइड, और न्यूअर मॉडल्स लेके आया. फिशरीज agriculture, you are knowing more, the people in fisheries would be knowing the variety of products that can be made out of it, the businesses, the export and all of that, compliances. But looking it as a business is important, not stopping at inventing. What is important in entrepreneurship is not to invent. I don't know if you are knowing, you would be seeing my mouse, I trust. This mouse was invented by Douglas Engelbert. अब में से शायद ही कोई जानता होगा कि डगलस एंजलबर्ट ने माउस का इन्वेंशन किया. इट वॉज कमर्शलाइज, इट्स सो यूजफुल. नाउ ए डेज टच स्क्रीन और टच पैड और ये सब चीज़ें आई हैं, वो अब आई हैं. ये माउस जो है कई सालों तक बहुत सपोर्ट के लिए रहा, अभी भी सपोर्ट कर रहा है. दिस माउस वॉज इन्वेंटेड बाय डगलस एंजलबर्ट. कोई नहीं जानता होगा आप में से. तो बट इसको जिन्होंने कमर्शलाइज किया उन कंपनीज ने, दे हैव मेड फॉर्च्यून. स्टीव जॉब्स एंड हिज कंपनी एप्पल डिड दैट. दे मेड फॉर्च्यून आउट ऑफ इट. जो माउस बना बना के पहले बहुत अच्छा बिजनेस बनाया. ओके, एप्पल और ये इन कंपनीज ने टच स्क्रीन फोन्स वगैरह बनाए फॉर प्रीमियम सेगमेंट. ओके, नोकिया एक स्टार कहा जाता था, वो इस चीज को मिस कर गया स्ट्रेटेजी के परस्पेक्टिव से. सैमसंग ने पिक किया, उसने उसको स्केल पे लेके आया, टच स्क्रीन फोन्स बनाए, स्मार्टफोन्स बनाए. आप देखिए स्मार्टफोन, इंटरनेट को नोकिया मिस कर गया. उसने सोचा कि पुश बटन से इंटरनेट चलाएंगे हम और फोन को अफोर्डेबल बनाएंगे. उसने ये नहीं देखा कि ईएमआई आ जाएंगे, बैंक्स फंड कर देंगे, फाइनेंस कर देगी कंपनियां, और टच स्क्रीन फोन गांव गांव ढाणी ढाणी पहुंच जाएगा, या गाड़ी गाड़ी पहुंच जाएगा, ऑटो वालों के सबके पास आ जाएगा. ओके, जो मोबाइल ने किया, उसके बाद जो स्मार्टफोन ने किया, क्योंकि लोग मिस कर गए एंटरप्रेन्योरल अपॉर्चुनिटीज, वेट करते रहे कि बड़ी कंपनीज करके देंगी. छोटी कंपनीज ने किया, वो बड़ी बन गई. देर आर अपॉर्चुनिटीज लाइक दैट. एपीकल्चर वगैरह जो हमारी एग्री रिलेटेड अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, देर इज अ रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ इट. वाई ओनली देर इज डाबर, वाई नॉट समन. ठीक है, ब्रांड है, छोटे लेवल पे होता है, बट उस लेवल की क्वालिटी क्यों नहीं आ पाती है? देयर इज अ रिक्वायरमेंट. टेक्निकल इशू से ज्यादा मैनेजर, हम उसको बिजनेस सेंस में देखते ही नहीं है. So that is there, okay. Agri processing value addition we discussed, ready to eat, ready to cook. This segment is coming up. It's not just for students, it's for the people who work. IT sector में बैठे हैं, दिन रात काम करना है, work from home करना है, away from home you are sitting in rented room, etc. People need taste. People are ready to pay, but they need the product which give them that taste, maybe health, all that. There's a requirement of these products. आप 10-12 साल पहले आप फ्लाइट्स में देख लीजिए, देयर यूज टू बी, जो वेजिटेरियंस के लिए आपको उपमा मिलता था, और एक और कोई एक आध चीज मिलती थी जो आप खा सकते थे, और बाकी सैंडविचेस मिलते थे. अभी आप जाके देखिए फ्लाइट्स के अंदर, यू विल गेट राजमा चावल एंड ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ दीज न्यू आइटम्स, रेडी टू ईट आइटम्स आपके आ गए, जिसमें आप पानी मिलाइए, डिहाइड्रेटेड है, पानी मिलाइए, और अलग अलग तरह के सब चीज़ें निकल आई. बाकी तो एक नूडल्स वगैरह होता था, उपमा होता था. अभी आप देखिए उसी में जूसेस के अंदर पैक्ड जूस आता था. अभी आप देखिए पेपर बोट ने कैसे उसके अंदर अपॉर्चुनिटी. लोग बोलते थे पूरा भरा मार्केट है, जूस में क्या करना है. माजा तो हर मौसम आम बेचने पे आ गया, वो बेसिकली आम बेच रहा था, वो जूस बेच ही नहीं रहा था. इट हैज कम टू दैट लेवल के भाई आपको आम नहीं मिलते हैं, गर्मियों के बाद में आम नहीं मिलते हैं, आप हमारा जूस लीजिए, आपको आम का स्वाद आ जाएगा. 7% कंसंट्रेट होता है उसके अंदर, बाकी सब शुगर और पानी मिला हुआ. ओके, दैट इज देयर. पेपर बोट ने उसके अंदर बोला नहीं, हमारा 7% से ज्यादा है, हम आपको वो वेरिएंट्स भी देंगे जो नहीं है. क्योंकि पहले 4-5 तरह के ही जूसेस आते थे. मैंगो मिल जाएगा, पाइनएप्पल मिल जाएगा. ओके, मैंगो, पाइनएप्पल, ऑरेंज, लेमन, ये 3-4 तरह के जूसेस आते थे. ट्रॉपिकाना और रियल और ये सब यही चीजों में थे. पेपर बोट ने बोला पोमेग्रेनेट लीजिए, अल्फांसो मैंगो लीजिए, ये सारा स्वाद निकाले उन्होंने. ओके, तो उन्होंने ये सब चीजें निकाल दिया. आम पना और कुछ 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 निकाला जो किसी ने ट्राई नहीं किया था. ओके, so there are opportunities, huge opportunities. You look at that, and what is required is technical skills and management skills. Huge opportunities. Cold chain storage में देखिए मिल्क में कितना changes आया है, and can't those be brought in the fruits and vegetables? आप कोल्ड स्टोरेजेस देखिए, आलू और प्याज के लिए हम अपना 85% सारे स्टोरेजेस यूज कर दे रहे हैं. Why not for fruits? Why not for vegetables? Our fruits cheaper than your onion? No, not at all. Than your potato? No. 85% onion and potato के लिए storage use होता है. थोड़ा number ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है, but it is around 80-85%. Huge opportunities. क्यों? Because people are not thinking. People are believing, okay, our technical skill is about creating a very good warehouse. Technology लगाइए, warehouse बनाइए. थोड़ा सा हम आगे जाएंगे, AI लगा दीजिए, machine learning. The requirement is not there. The gap is not there. The gap is on the market side. AI, machine learning, सब ठीक है. That is okay. Modern आप premiumization कर दीजिए. What is required? The scale is required is, why can't you change the behavior of the actors, the farmers? Why not small machinery there? Agri tech is that tech. Okay, that is required. Supply chain management में आप खोलिए ना एक पूरा business, logistic business. There are huge opportunities. Waste to value products. You just look at it. The opportunities that are there in that. स्पाइसेस कॉन्डिमेंट्स, ह्यूज अपॉर्चुनिटीज. जिन्होंने थोड़ा इन्वेंशन किया वो बना के उन्होंने रख दिए, एमडीएच, बादशाह एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. एंड देन कुछ कुछ देर इज दिस कंपनी बेस्ड हियर तमिलनाडु बेस्ड, देयर इज अ कंपनी पीसी जोसेफ की कंपनी सिंथाइट इंडस्ट्रीज. दे आर इनटू ऑलियो रेजिन्स. जो स्वाद और आपको जो मसालों का स्वाद आता है और जो उसकी स्मेल अरोमा आता है, दैट्स कमिंग फ्रॉम ऑलियो रेजिन. देर इज ऑयल प्लस द रेजिन्स. उन्होंने वो निकाल के वो देते हैं. तो आप देखिए उतना सारा बड़ा सारा स्पाइसेस और उसका पाउडर से ज़्यादा आपने वो बेसिक ग्लास बॉटल में वो निकाल लिया, ऑयल जैसा, ऑलियो रेजिन बोलते हैं. देयर इज अ ह्यूज बिजनेस. सिंथाइट इज नंबर वन इन दैट, बिगेस्ट एक्सपोर्टर. Why are startups not trying for other products? Because we stop at what has already been done. We don't want to disrupt the market. And we just want to jump with technology, AI. No, we require still a lot of agriculture graduates, the research that has to be done in the state agriculture universities, at various research institutions, and management skill, looking at it from the business perspective. Okay, rather than just stopping at, I have got the molecule. Okay, or I have this AI with me. No, that's just a technology. You are still not talking about management. It's about bringing them, all of them together, and then are you solving a problem? And yes, and then are you really offering that solution at a price which is affordable? Okay, solution तो है लेकिन बहुत महंगा है, नहीं चलेगा. Okay, that is there. Okay, so there are huge opportunities there. And then now, if you talk about agri-tech, precision agriculture is something that you need to look at. Farm management softwares, e-commerce, you look at that, fintech, supply chain management, blockchain, a lot of changes have come in there. You can use that in supply chain like anything. I used to talk about it, how blockchain can be used in supply chain, how it will be revolutionizing, what kind of data would be there. So there are opportunities. I'm just taking you through the broad set of opportunities that are there in this sector. Okay, which is there, which require a lot of people to come forward and take up. Look it from a business perspective, not as a factor of production, not as a worker, but as a leader of it. I'm not saying to start an enterprise. I'm saying to take it to your organizations, talk to them, start something within organizations, get managerial skills. Okay, rather than seeing it on technical side, export oriented, huge opportunities. You talk about it, huge opportunities. GI based and all of that, huge opportunities. Okay, so a couple of hours back, I was talking to PAU students, Punjab Agriculture University students. Okay, I was talking to them. I was talking about the opportunities that's there. Why should we stop at food grains and all of that? Why not talking about other areas? Edible oil. You look at edible oil. You look at pulses. India is a very big importer of all of this. Our foreign exchange is going there. Why can't we produce enough of pulses, which is important source of protein, oil seeds, etc.? Why are we importing a lot of palm oil? Okay, so why this shift is not happening? Why there is a change? Because young people have to come up with not just the technical skill, but the managerial skill, where they see the business sense, money and the value, more than money, the value being created in this sector. Huge opportunities. Now I have list of opportunity tables after tables that I built I made for this session as well as that PAU session. So that was there. Fruits and vegetable processing, just find out, huge opportunities. Where's that? Pulse processing, etc. Why only this? Even cleaning, grading, sorting opportunities are there. Okay, why directly we are jumping to automation and all these things? There is lot of labor. 45% is the number that I have put forward. Is the people employed, So that is there. These are numbers. Now I have all these things, ready to eat food, ready to peak. Huge opportunities that are there. These tables would just give you, and the kind of the skills, business skills required. Just look at that. Technical skill would stop at, for example, ready to cook. It would stop at standardization, packaging, and that's all. You can take it forward. If you're management, you can see business. Can you bring in the packaging which is sustainable? Huge opportunities. What's the different shapes, different sizes? Why only 1 kg and half kg packet for tea, and why not others? Kevin Care in 1980s, it has come up with sachet revolution, and now we have sachets used in all these delivery walas and these pizza walas are using. Why? Someone is not thinking, or what? Someone is not thinking business. Okay, that is there again, skill in operation, pricing, all of that. Bakery, huge products. Now there's a list. There is no end. I have slides and slides for that. Okay, so organic food processing, health functional products, ethnic food product, regional specialties, storytelling. That has to be. It shouldn't be a. Things should not be sold as a commodity. Things should be sold as an experience. Things should be sold as a art. Okay, that's an art you are creating, that produce. Farmers selling things as commodities. Still, Nescafe and all that, why aren't we going up there? Okay, why only Starbucks and all these are doing? Is it just about money? No, it's the lack of innovative individuals and that risk taking and that thing. That is something which is required. Okay, so that's something, Largely, I'll just share about what we are into and what we have been doing. We are trying to do our little part. I'm not saying that we are done great or we are doing some exceptional work, but what we have been doing, we are doing our little in this sector. We are into plantation management, and these commodity boards have come up in 1993, and they have established an institution known as Indian Institute of Plantation Management. Okay, so what was the aim? The aim was to work for these particular commodities, because there were hardly anything. There was this movement, this work largely for food grains and all of these sectors, but plantation commodities, tea, coffee, rubber, spices. And if you talk about India, what was India known for? Vasco da Gama came in 1498 to Calicut, Kozhikode, for what? He came for spices. We were not for spices. What are we doing, So that is something. So largely we are working, we have 4 pillars of working. We have academics, we have some postgraduate diploma programs. We do a lot of, capacity building. We also do management development program. We are into training. We do that training for the various boards. We also do training for large number of agribusiness professionals. We are into research, because you need to keep on building the knowledge. Okay, we all also into creation of case studies and all of that, so only that domain. And we are also into consultancy. See, if we figured out a solution, that solution has to be given back to the sector, and how that solution would be used. So you require mentoring and that support, guidance. So that's consultancy. Largely we have these 4 areas, and we are doing a little bit. We are based in Bengaluru. We have 3 regional centers. Surat is there. Okay, so we have these centers. We have Vijayawada center. We have also have livelihood business incubators. So these things are there. And if we just talk about our academic programs, we have agribusiness and plantation management program that's focused on. So we have divided it into 3 in our academic program. One is focused on agribusiness sector, agri inputs and all these retail and all these areas come. Plantation management in particular, that's our core area, our mandate. The second one is food processing business management. I have shared with you some opportunities broadly only. For each one, we can create profiles that are there readily with us. And then third one is towards export. These are the areas where there are a lot of gaps, and what is required is, along with technical skills, okay, there is requirement of managerial skills. This is our journey a little bit. I'll share 5 minutes only. I'll take it up. Okay, so that is there, and our founding philosophy, I just want to share about it. We focus on intensive institute industry interaction. Okay, so that is there. We are here for 32 years. There are many institutions. So we all are trying to contribute to a sector, and this is one domain where we feel we can contribute and we can motivate others, young people, young minds, ignited minds like you, to take up these areas, these opportunities which I have mentioned, and many others which I couldn't put because of the time constraints that is there. Okay, I have motivated and shared. That's what we are into. Okay, we are an autonomous organization under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Okay, so and our mission is to develop professionals, particularly through our academic programs, to develop professional managers with unique combination of academic rigor and deep industry exposure. That is very important. Otherwise, again, it would become like building knowledge. What is required is knowledge, skill, and attitude. Entrepreneurs, what is the differentiating factor is attitude and the skill set. And then the knowledge. Knowledge these days has become widely available. That is there. And look at the opportunities now from after a little bit of this 45-50 minutes of discussion, or this lecture or whatever you want to call it, this presentation, etc. There are opportunities now. You look at that sector as a one problem is there, and you are there to offer a solution. How can you offer a solution? And that solution at a scale, economies of scale have to be looked at a price. Don't say I have the best machine in the world and all of that. No. Can that machine be in hand of that farmer? Is it affordable? Can it is easy to use? So these elements, our manager element have to be looked at. We shouldn't stop at making the best molecule and stop here. Can that molecule be used by the end user? Can we make it so easy? Okay. Okay, rather than having these IPRs, patents, okay, for a while you have spent money, but can we really bring in the social good out of it? These are some of the numbers because we have these 3 PGDM programs. These are some of the things that is happening around, and around 1600 people have been placed and entrepreneurs, and that these numbers are there. And these are some of the organizations where the people to whom we have added something. We were fortunate enough to add. There are about 500 such organizations in which our graduates are working, trying to add value, adding value, generating value. Okay, so these are some of the organizations from different domains that we have mentioned, and these are our collaborations that. And I am also the faculty coordinator for international collaboration. Very recently, we had the collaboration with the University of Mauritius, and we'll be working with them. And these are others with which we are working. So this is little bit about us, and these are some of our facilities. I thought I'll just share about because there's a distance, so I should show this. And you're most welcome. I would invite you all whenever you come to the city and have time. Please feel free to visit us. I am there. I'm going to share my email ID, okay, in the chat box very soon. So feel free, make a visit. There is this, your students or your institutions, we would be happy to have you here for during your industrial tour or any hackathon or any event in Bengaluru. Feel free to come, feel free to interact, okay, and know more about each other. There are collaboration of opportunities between our institutions. We are in the same domain, okay, same domain, agriculture. So that's there is a lot of common ground on which there could be collaborations, and there could be contributions and sharing and all of that at various levels. So these are some of the facilities that are there. That was tea testing facility. Okay, Nanda Saab is there, and then some units are there, and all those things are there. Extracurricular activities, all those. I'm just giving you a glimpse of it. If you want to look at our institutions, so you can have a virtual tour. This link I'll also share with you. So, and this on our website you can easily find, which is iipmp.edu.in, and this is a video on YouTube where you can find about us. All right, and just in case if you are interested because these are open, admissions are open in our PGDM program, you are most welcome to do that. Okay, and there are various fees and all this. There are scholarships available, so feel free. So I'll stop my session here. It's around 7, so I can take up a few questions that you would like to take. Okay, so I think we are almost on time. But
Yes,
please
sir.
focus on going for the sector, and opportunities, contributing to it. Don't stop at just the conventional one. Let us come and, explore something which we can do together. Okay, so please, Pujaji.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dinesh sir, for such an engaging and meaningful session. The way you connected agri entrepreneurship, career pathways, and the real scope of agri business management education gave us a very clear and practical perspective. I'm sure many of our participants are now looking at agriculture now not just as a sector but as a space full of opportunities for innovation, leadership, and enterprise. We truly appreciate the clarity and experience you shared with us today. Moving ahead, we would love to hear from our participants. So, dear participants, if you have any questions or doubts, now you can share them. Participants may raise your hand if you would like to ask a question or type your question in the chat box. When you are invited to speak, kindly unmute yourself, briefly introduce yourself, and then ask your question. We request everyone to keep the questions concise so that more participants get a chance.
Dear participants, I've shared my email ID in the chat box, so you can reach me there. If you have questions later on or you want to connect, feel free. Okay. Now, please, if you have any questions from this session, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer them.
Okay, thank you, sir. Till now, I have a question from
Okay.
Bhanu Pratap Singh.
Okay.
So his question is, like he is Bhanu Pratap Singh from Fatehpur, UP, and his question
Okay.
is first question, which is best model business B2B and B2C for new entrepreneur? This is the first question.
Okay.
And the second question is, sir, अभी मैं ग्रेजुएशन कर रहा हूँ, क्या मुझे अपनी फ्यूचर कंपनी के लिए ट्रेडमार्क ले लेना चाहिए? It's
Okay.
his second question. And third question is, हमें किस सेक्टर के लोगों को सिलेक्ट करना चाहिए, like
Okay.
for the premium and that side, please, sir.
Okay. So what was the first question? Can you repeat, Ajay? क्या question था पहला?
Which is best model business B2B or B2C for new entrepreneurs?
Okay. So very valid question, very popular question. See, the best person to decide which is the best model to do is the entrepreneur himself. Okay, that is there. वो अपॉर्चुनिटी कैसी है, उसमें कैसा चल रहा है, उस हिसाब से आप डिसाइड कर सकते हैं. बी टू बी में भी बहुत सारे मॉडल्स हैं सक्सेसफुल. बी टू बी में यह है कि आपको कई सारे कस्टमर के पास नहीं जाना पड़ता है, बट कई सारे कस्टमर एक बिजनेस के पास होते हैं. सो वो एक एडवांटेज है. लेकिन एक डिसएडवांटेज जो बी टू बी के साथ आता है कि यू आर नॉट नोइंग योर एंड यूजर. तो आपको एक एश्योर्ड सेल्स तो मिल जाती है, लेकिन आप अपने कस्टमर के जो चेंजिंग प्रेफरेंसेस हैं वो नहीं नोट कर पाते. यू वोंट बी एबल टू नोट द चेंजेस. सो दैट इज देयर. सो दोनों ही मॉडल डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स में, जितने मैंने बताया उसके अलावा कई सब सेक्टर्स उसके अंदर जो निकलता है, फिश बोन डायग्राम बोलते हैं, उसके अंदर है. सो उस हिसाब से अगर आप देखें तो ये, अब जैसे एक छोटा सा मैं देता हूं, अगर आप हाइड्रोफोनिक्स में हैं, छोटा सा आपको एक नई अपॉर्चुनिटी का बात करते हैं. अगर आप हाइड्रोफोनिक्स में हैं तो बी टू बी ज्यादा बेहतर है, क्योंकि उस केस में सुपरमार्केट्स होंगे या जो ये इस तरह के जो आउटलेट होंगे जो कि ढूंढ रहे हैं, तो वहां आप काफी सारी क्वांटिटी एक जगह पे आप बेच सकते हैं. आपको छोटे छोटे उसके लिए कस्टमर नहीं ढूंढने पड़ेंगे. ओके, और कस्टमर आप पे ट्रस्ट भी नहीं करेगा, लेकिन वो स्टोर पे करेगा. तो इस तरह के बिजनेसेस वेयर द मार्केट इज स्टिल डेवलपिंग, ट्रस्ट बिल्डिंग का जरूरत है. ओके, उस केसेस में बी टू बी थोड़ा सा ज्यादा बेटर रहता है. लेकिन इफ यू आर इनटू स्टेब्लिश्ड मार्केट्स के अंदर हैं आप, तो उस केस में व्हाई डू यू गिव दैट शेयर विच यू कैन डायरेक्टली ड्रॉ फ्रॉम द कस्टमर टू दिस. सो अगर आप थोड़ा मार्केट डेवलप है, वहां आप कस्टमर के पास जाइए. अगर आप वो ट्रस्ट बिल्ड कर सकते हैं, ट्रस्ट है, अगर आप एफपीओ के थ्रू कर रहे हैं, तो वो आप डायरेक्ट कस्टमर्स तक जा सकते हैं. अदरवाइज बी टू बी उस हिसाब से सेफ है थोड़ा सा कंपैरेटिवली. लेकिन कहीं भी आप क्वालिटी में कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं कर सकते. टाइमलीनेस, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, जो सारे डिलिजेंस जो प्रोसेस हैं, वहां कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज दोनों ही बिजनेसेस में पॉसिबल नहीं है. नथिंग इज इजी एंड नथिंग इज टफ. इट रिक्वायर्स समवन टू पुट इन टाइम, एफर्ट. ओके, दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड. एंड एवरी बिजनेस हैव क्रिटिकल सक्सेस फैक्टर्स, तो वो टिक मार्क होने जरूरी है. ये आप भी समझते हैं, जो भी है, देयर आर क्रिटिकल सक्सेस फैक्टर्स, क्रिटिकल डिटर्मिनेंट्स. एक स्केल होता है, अप्रोप्रिएट स्केल, वो भी आपको अचीव करना है. सो दैट वे इट इज देयर. सेकेंड क्वेश्चन वॉज अबाउट ट्रेडमार्क. So what was this question, exact question, trademark related?
His question was like he is pursuing his graduation.
Okay.
So is it okay to register the trademark at this point of time, or it should be done at a later stage for the future
जी,
company he want
नहीं,
to
बहुत
start?
अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. देखिए, इसमें एक ही चीज आगे तभी सवेरा, और जितना जल्दी करें उतना अच्छा. शीघ्र शुभम बोलते हैं, तो जितना जल्दी करें उतना अच्छा है. लेकिन ये भी है कि अगर आपको इसका बिजनेस बनाना है कि नहीं, या आपको सिर्फ बेचना है, बेचना किसी को, उस हिसाब से. बट देयर वुड बी इन्वेस्टमेंट, सो वो डिसीजन मेकिंग का है. लेकिन आपको लगता है कि बहुत आम है, बहुत जल्दी कहीं या तो रिवील हो जाएगा, तो उस केस में आपको कर लेना चाहिए, कुछ तो उसका प्रोटेक्शन कर लेना चाहिए, नॉट मे बी दैट रूट बट एटलीस्ट क्रिएट बैकग्राउंड एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट। कई सारी कंपनीज तो अपना प्रोडक्ट बचाने के लिए उसका एक बार टेस्ट करके फिर बंद कर लेती हैं वो, ताकि वो मार्केट में आ जाए और वो उसकी श्योरिटी हो जाए कि भाई ये ट्राई हो गया है, अब इसको कोई और करेगा, हमारा इसके ऊपर आईपीआर है, प्रोटेक्शन है, हमारा प्रॉपर्टी राइट है इंटेलेक्चुअल। और थर्ड शायद पूछा था सेक्टर रिलेटेड, कि कौन सा सेक्टर शायद चूज करें, सम सेक्टर।
यस सर।
तो पूरा क्वेश्चन क्या था, कौन सा सेक्टर में जल्दी जाना चाहिए? सॉरी आई डिडंट नोट द फुल क्वेश्चन, आई जस्ट
यस
मेंशन।
सर, इनका क्वेश्चन था सर, हमें किस सेक्टर के लोगों के सिलेक्ट करना चाहिए, प्रीमियम और बेटर देन दैट
ओके, कस्टमर्स की बात कर रहे हैं वो। ओके
कस्टमर्स।
ओके, तो सबसे बड़ा सही तरीका है, इसको बोलते हैं प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट। देखिए, आप ओवरऑल मार्केट देखिए, उसके बाद देखिए कि डिफरेंट सेगमेंट्स में डिवाइड कीजिए। ये बेसिकली मैनेजमेंट के यूज होता है मार्केटिंग में, दिस इज नोन एज एसटीपी, सेगमेंटेशन टारगेटिंग पोजीशनिंग। सबसे पहले आप मार्केट एनालिसिस में जाइए, देखिए कितने तरह के कस्टमर्स हैं। कस्टमर को आप डिवाइड कर सकते हैं जेंडर के हिसाब से, रीजन के हिसाब से, इनकम के हिसाब से, टेस्ट के हिसाब से, और भी कई आपके पैमाने हो सकते हैं करने के। इवन टेक्नोलॉजी का, बेसिकली एजुकेशन पे भी, ऑक्यूपेशन पे भी। तो आप उसको डिवाइड कर लीजिए, जो आपको लगता है कि एक डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर होगा आपके प्रोडक्ट को हिट करने में या उसके हिट नहीं होने में, या सक्सेसफुल होने में या सक्सेसफुल नहीं होने में। अब आप उसके हिसाब से उनके सेगमेंट बना लीजिए। देन नेक्स्ट थिंग इज, किसको टारगेट करेंगे। सेगमेंटेशन कर दिया आपने, डिवाइड कर दिया आपके मार्केट को, जो आपको लगता था कि मुझे इन लोगों के लिए एक सोल्यूशन निकालना चाहिए ब्रॉडली ब्रॉडली। और अब इसमें से मैं किनकी प्रॉब्लम मैं सॉल्व कर सकता हूं। ओके, हुज प्रॉब्लम आई कैन सॉल्व। Okay, so look for that. Okay, look for which segments I can solve the problem economically. Then comes the money factor. Not just I can solve the problem economically. किस सेगमेंट को मैं सॉल्व, अगर आपका प्रोडक्ट यू फील इट इज ऑन अ हायर साइड, आप उसको जो बना रहे हैं आर&डी है, उसका कॉस्ट काफी ज्यादा है, आप छोटे स्केल पे करने वाले हैं, तो जो आपका मिडिल इनकम है, हु आर वैल्यू फॉर मनी काइंड, उन लोगों में शायद आप कभी नहीं जा पाएंगे। सेंड इट एज फॉर प्रीमियम सेगमेंट एटसेट्रा बनाती हैं। स्टारबक्स इज फॉर होम। आप देख रहे हैं, आप ये नहीं बोल सकते कि वो कॉफी नहीं, देर आर अदर जॉइंट जो कि स्टारबक नहीं है, ब्रांड नहीं है, लेकिन कॉफी वो भी अच्छी पिलाते हैं। देर इज दिस डोमिनोज, अभी वो प्रीमियम की तरफ तो नहीं है, लेकिन द मनोज भी है और डोमिनोज भी है, आप लुक लाइक बना के चला लीजिए। अब आप देखिए आप किस सेगमेंट को सर्व कर रहे हैं। जो ब्रांड की तरफ जाएंगे वो डिमांड, और वो डोमिनोज में जाएंगे, द मनोज डी मनोज में नहीं जाएंगे। दैट इज देयर। सो ओवरऑल वो सेक्टर चूज करिए जिनके लिए आपका प्रोडक्ट बना है, उसकी प्राइसिंग क्या है या उसका कॉस्ट कितना है। और दूसरा तरीका, अगर आपको उसको अफोर्डेबल बनाना है, आपको मिडिल क्लासेस और उनके लिए जाना है, उस सेगमेंट्स के लिए। ओके, और सेगमेंट्स जितना छोटा आप कर पाएंगे डिवाइड, सिर्फ 2 सेगमेंट बनाएंगे तो आपने कोई सेगमेंटेशन नहीं किया। अगर आप 200 बनाएंगे तब आपने सेगमेंटेशन किया। आप उसमें से 4 को सर्व करिए, 200, महिला पुरुष अलग, एज ग्रुप अलग, उसको डिवाइड करते जाइए, बना दीजिए 40 सेगमेंट, और 40 में से 2 को ही सर्व करिए। जब आपको लगे कि थोड़ा एक्सपेंड होना है, तीसरे को सर्व कर लीजिए, चौथे को सर्व कर लीजिए। उस केस में हो सकता है प्रीमियम के साथ जा रहे हो। नाउ लुक एट दिस होल इक्वेशन, प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट। मार्केट मींस कस्टमर्स, कौन से सेगमेंट को आपको सर्व करना है, टारगेट करना है। ये हो सकता है कि आपको लगता है कि आपका मार्केट तो तमिलनाडु में है, वहां अच्छा सबसे बिकेगा, आप पंजाब में बैठे हुए हैं, तो आप नहीं सर्व कर सकते ना। ऑनलाइन दिस अ पॉसिबिलिटी, बट स्टिल आप कस्टमर के साथ टच में नहीं आ पाएंगे थोड़ा तो। एंड यू शुड देन हैव कस्टमर एक्सपीरियंसेस एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट। सो आप करेंगे। आप देखिए अमूल कैसे अभी भी सबसे ज्यादा उसके आउटलेट गुजरात में है, क्योंकि वो दे हैव पार्लर्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट। बाकी जगह प्रोडक्ट जा रहे हैं, मिल्क नहीं जा रहा है। तो लुकिंग एट दीज चैलेंजेस यू डिसाइड। प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट आना चाहिए, प्राइसिंग एक एलिमेंट है, वो आपको देखना है, स्केल एक एलिमेंट है, तो उस हिसाब से है। इट इज नॉट अबाउट कि आपको प्रीमियम कोई, ब्लू टोकाई करके कंपनी दिल्ली वगैरह जगह काफी फैली हुई है, वो स्टारबक्स से भी शायद ज्यादा प्राइस पे कॉफी बेचते हैं। वो एक उनका सेगमेंट कैफे वाला है। दूसरा वाला है वो हाई लेवल की कॉफी एज एन आर्ट बेचते हैं, जैसे एम एफ हुसैन साहब का आर्ट जाता था, उस तरह से बेचते थे। तो जाता है उसका डिमांड है, खरीदते हैं लोग। तो वो आप डिसाइड करिए, आपको मासेस के लिए जाना है, आप देखिए नेस्कैफे है, वो बिल्कुल मासेस के लिए कॉफी बना के ब्रू छोटे 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 सेशेस बना के, उसका सेगमेंट अलग है। क्या वो प्रॉफिटेबल नहीं है? अरे वॉल्यूम देखो आप नेस्कैफे वगैरह का, नो एंड। और कई सारे कैफे हैं अपने गली गली मोहल्ले में, इतने सारे हैं, तो धंधा तो वो भी कर रहे हैं, बिजनेस वो भी है। दे आर मे बी मोर प्रॉफिटेबल देन वो बड़ी सी अच्छी शोरूम वाले से, शायद ज्यादा कमाते होंगे, क्योंकि वो वैल्यू क्रिएट कर रहे हैं उनके लिए। या आप प्रोडक्ट को 5 रुपए में बेचो 500 लोगों को, या 50 रुपए में 50 लोगों को बेचो, दैट चॉइस इज योर सेगमेंट। विलिंगनेस टू पे कितना है, कौन से सेगमेंट, तो दैट डिसीजन इज व्हाट यू लर्न इन मैनेजमेंट, एंड दैट कैन नॉट बी गिवन विदाउट फैक्टर्स। इकोनॉमिक चीज बोलते हैं कि ये सारी चीजें सही रही तो ये डिसीजन है। अब वो सारी सही चीजें लर्न करनी पड़ेगी। मैनेजमेंट इज दैट कि ये फैक्टर वर्क करता है, क्रिटिकल सक्सेस फैक्टर जैसे मैंने कहा था। सो दैट वे आई टुक लिटिल 5-7 मिनट्स टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन, बट ब्रॉडली आंसर है आपके पास। टूल्स हैं मार्केट में जो कि आप बता सकते हैं। अगर चैट जीपीटी को दे देंगे तो वो एक आंसर देगा, लेकिन उसमें बहुत चीजें मिस कर जाएगा। So that is the issue. The best person is the person going to the market, hands-on experience. So हमारे जो students हैं, our students, we put them in touch with the industry, summer internship और ये सब चीज़ों के लिए जो भी, हम वी टेक देम टू फील्ड विजिट, इंडस्ट्रियल टूर, वी हैव विंटर प्रोजेक्ट, समर इंटर्नशिप, थीसिस रिसर्च, उनको सब कराते हैं ताकि वो टच में रहें, गेस्ट सेशंस वगैरह विद फैकल्टी, सो दैट बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली इफ यू हैव टू गो टू मार्केट यू हैव टू वर्क फॉर द मार्केट, सो दैट एक्सपीरियंस इज रिक्वायर्ड. So books वगैरह limited, that's for concept, not limited, it is required conceptually. But हम जब यूज करते हैं गेम्स वगैरह, आपको अजय बताएंगे, हम जब करते थे that we used to use games. Here also we use games and simulations, case studies. So basically for the sector that is required. So वो pedagogy में आता है. So that is there. Any other question? I think Somveer ji, you have a question. You have raised your hand. Okay, Ajay ji, any other question?
Somveer,
Sir,
please
sir,
unmute yourself and ask your question.
sir, good evening.
Good evening, Somveer ji.
Sir, I am interested to export some spices in abroad. What is the process of certification and parameter standard of European country?
बहुत अच्छा सवाल है, लेकिन गलत फोरम में पूछा है आपने. इट्स अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. द थिंग इज देयर इज अ होल, वी आल्सो हैव ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स ऑन दैट, एंड दीज कंप्लायंसेस हर कंट्री के हिसाब से अलग है. डिफरेंट स्पाइसेस के हिसाब से भी वो जो उनके रहते हैं स्टैंडर्ड स्पेसिफिकेशंस वगैरह, वो चीजें हैं. So that is there. If I can just share you, we are working with government of Karnataka, and they have this agri export division. There is this agri export cell, CAPEC करके body है, Karnataka State Agriculture State Produce Processing Corporation Limited. Okay, export. So that is their CAPEC. So we are working with them. We facilitate these exporters. We do training programs for them. Those are free, but only for Karnataka growers. So there we have also experts, and we do share all these certifications, what is the process, all this. But that is a very broad topic, very specific, that can be shared. We have one program on ABM. There our students learn this, but this is like hours and thing. 1 minute, 2 minute, no one can really tell you what is fundamental. But for each country, etc., there are specifications and one has to prepare. But one thing is not just one country, there are group of countries. ओके, सो उसके लिए वो सेम स्टैंडर्ड चल जाएगा. ईयू के लिए आपको एक तरह का चल जाएगा. ओके, दैट वे इट इज देयर. फॉर स्पाइसेस, एंड स्पाइसेस इज अगेन अ ब्रॉड कैटेगरी. You have to go further down. What kind of, are you looking for cardamom, are you looking for turmeric, are you looking for that? So that is there. And also we have some reports, etc., which are, some of them are open access. You can also go through them. And of course these long term programs and training program, capacity building, you're most welcome to explore and find out. That is there.
How start, sir?
You want to start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is the first step of exporting? Any nearby Delhi and area, any training program can I attend?
Okay, so we'll look at that. I hope you have noted my email ID. We'll talk about that for sure. There are possibilities. We do some programs. We can really talk over phone. Okay, little
Okay,
bit
sir.
of some support or some discussion. There is no problem doing it and all of that. Okay, surely we can take it up beyond this webinar. Surely you have my email ID. My email ID. Ajay, if you can share, with these people,
Yes, sir.
that would be good. So I can orally tell Dinesh Jain @iipmp.edu.in. You go to our website, you can easily find my email ID, and we can discuss more on very specific issues, and that is doable, and we would like to contribute to the sector. Also, this Spice Board also have a lot of these stuff. We also contribute as knowledge partner, and there are various programs. It's not just it's about money or that fee based. There are non-fee based program also, but at some locations.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Somveer. Sir, we have our next question from Divit. He's doing MSc Plant Pathology.
Okay.
He has two questions. First one is, how agri consultancy can be taken as a business? Second question is, what are the steps involved in cold storage installation?
Okay, again very specific, very specific. These are like business plans and all of that. So the fundamental is the same which we discussed. Just see how big is the problem, who are affected, okay? And then the second side is, do you have a solution for it? If you have a solution, you can start consultancy from your household at a very micro level and then take it up. Okay, the consultancy is nothing but offering solution and then the guidance of it, how that is consultancy. Okay, so the concept is that. Now for each is very specific area. Okay, so again I would say my mail ID is there. Okay, so we can discuss more about it. These are like long discussions that may go. Okay, so that is, and then I think the second one is again I think the same. We may talk over my mail ID. I'll share my phone also later on over email when we interact. So feel free to interact. You are also welcome to our institute if you happen to visit Bengaluru. We can have discussion. I am just one person, one faculty here. There are many faculties, many minds, young and experienced minds here. So you are most welcome, and any of our initiative, you are most welcome to come. But feel free to reach me at my email ID. Do share your issues over email, and also I'll try to answer. Okay, so that is there. But feel free to interact. There is no problem. Okay, we can always interact. We are for the sector. No issues.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Santana. He's a farmer from Tamil Nadu. He's asking, is there any course available online?
Yes, we do have few online programs. We can also, if there are more, we can float also new programs online. That is there. Short term, we have 3 days, 4 days, various programs. So surely, if over my email ID, if you can share the kind of programs you are looking at, if there is an existing program, surely we'll share. We have online programs as well as physical program, and it's not that you have to physically come. Okay, but we have both kinds of programs, even hybrid programs, and also specific programs. Some are also sponsored sponsored from different boards, Spices Board, etc. So if there are online programs, surely, but please be in touch over my email ID. So that is that. But there are programs, very specific programs that we do have. We do have this. Sure.
Okay, sir. The next question is from Yuvaraj. He have completed his MSc Agriculture, MSc from Seed Science and Technology from CCS University, Meerut. His question is that, how can we do processing of fruits and where can sell dehydrated fruits and vegetables?
Okay, good question. Again, technical question, good question. See, there are methods. There are many institutes, various universities working in this domain. Okay, so that is an area we can discuss. Okay, 1 minute, 2 minute answer won't be the right if I say it here. The answer won't be in 1 minute. There are reports, business plans, etc., which takes pages and then hours. So that is there. But there are possibilities, and you're the best person to do that. Surely we'll be in touch, and I can connect you with few of the people or few of the institution. That is a possibility. But over email, such technical issues can't be solved over webinar. That can't be solved over webinar. Webinar is more for orientation. So that I think the purpose we are trying to address. So that is there. Very specific problems. Please feel free to reach me over email. I'll also share my email ID over email. So that is there. Also, you can reach me over LinkedIn, and that is also a route. Okay, I'll also try to share my LinkedIn ID if possible. All right, so that is there. Feel free to reach.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Rohita,
Okay.
BSc Agriculture, Hyderabad, Telangana.
Oh,
He have question about CAT for ABM. He had two questions actually. First one is, as we are agriculture students, we do not have strong background in maths and analytics, which is required
okay.
for CAT. Can you suggest few tips on how to prepare for it? And second question is, which field or sector do you think is good for students who want to pursue ABM, like starting on business or corporate or private jobs or government jobs?
Okay. So two very good questions, I would say. So the first thing is CAT, and the question was mentioning about less expertise or less on quant and analytics, etc. So large number of our students, and particularly for ABPM and all these three PGTM programs, FEBM as well as Agri Export, the students, BSc Agriculture people, they don't have maths in 11th and 12th. So that is there. So we groom such people only. Okay. So that is there, and see, we don't talk about integration, differentiation, probability. That level of mathematics is not required for businesses. For businesses, you required the understanding of money and the finances. Okay, and then on the other side, you have to understand data, few measures. Okay, so we have multiple courses. So overall, 102 credits are there for the program ABPM. So 102 credit means 102 hours of inputs from the institute side. We have multiple courses on analytics, and as I've said, that's not the requirement. We have preparatory courses in the beginning orientation. The students are brought to a same level. Class 7th, 8th level mathematics is known to everyone. So we talk about that, and then we take it forward, but there is no requirement. And these days you have all these softwares available where you are not required to calculate average, mean, etc. You give it to Excel, formulas there. So it's basically how to use the formula, which formula to pick, rather than remembering what should be nominator and denominator. That is not required. You just have to do. So even your basic Excel is the one currently doing. If not, give it to AI, it will give answers. Don't worry with that. But what is required is analytical skill rather than numbers. Asking why question, why it is happening. If you can find that why answer, the job is served. Okay. Second question, I think it was also about, I think, CAT, etc. clearing. So for us, see, CAT is already over if you want to enter in current, but there are other exams like MAT that you can do, which happens 4 times. There is at enter that you have to appear for this exam. Okay, that is one. But the second one is we have our own test where we check the level of the little bit of quant and all of that. But that is our own test, and we look more at the person is suitable for the sector, suitability for the sector, more in terms of inclusiveness, understanding of the sector rather than the numbers. Number is not everything. Number is not everything. I can tell you one, when I was part of IIM at that time, what was the thing? They were taking more girl candidates. The criteria for girls candidate was different, lower in numbers of quant, because they want diversity. They want people talking about gender issues, social issues. So if such institutions would take CAT, also then say, okay, CAT is one criteria, but we want girls candidate, we want rural candidates. They have done it. So that is done everywhere. We want diversity, and that is there, and a good candidate who really want to address, passionate people is what is required. Solutions तो आ जाता है, numbers तो बहुत छोटी चीज है. That is one. What was the second question I missed? I think she asked about I think which companies, I think.
No, sir. The second question is, Which field or sector do you think is good for students who want to pursue ABM, like on business or private jobs or government jobs?
Okay. See, if you are doing postgraduate management, agribusiness and plantation management, the kind of sectors it would open. Okay, now here if you do management, you will be going for managerial position, not the technical position. Okay, of course that technical would give you this advantage, but you will not be entering production side. With management degrees or diplomas or degrees or MBA, so you will be going towards the managerial positions. The functions would be managerial. So you'll be going towards marketing, we'll be going towards the research side, analytic work, okay, so, and more towards the work which is connected to the stakeholders, okay, rather than the production. That is one. Second, sectors. There are multiple sectors. Our students, I've shared with you some of the companies. They are into agri input, they are into retail, they are into trades and these related stuff, processing. Even in agribusiness people, a large number of these new startups have come in, and there are variety of companies who are there in all the sectors. If you look at agri inputs, you look at overall, not just fertilizer, seed, also irrigation and credit, banking, all those are inputs. Then towards processing, then towards market side, then this retail, e-commerce, and someone specializing in agri export, then towards more towards export, export facilitation. There are also export companies, international firms. Okay, they are taking people who are experts in the this one, digital marketing and business analytics, okay, financial management. So that is that there are people good in operations, people are taken, so that is there. And the good thing about us, and fortunately almost 100% placement is there, and students are choosing their companies. So that is there. But one thing is that we are not a placement agency. We don't want to say that. We are making student placement ready. We prepare them, we make them, we give them skills, we give them tools. They decide how that tool would be used. They'll get multiple opportunities. And of course, when you go through to me, and then there is a lot of soft skill development. Okay, soft skill development also happen in that. So the companies that I've shared, so those are all numbers. We are a government institution. We are not going to give you numbers which are not real, or the pictures which are not real, that we can't do. So those numbers and those things are real. So that is there. But what is required is passionate people who are ready to give time and efforts. So if you come up with, let's say, okay, I have paid the fees, and after 2 years I'll be getting job. No, you will be groomed, you will be given assignments, you have to go out, you need to learn. So you do hard work, you get higher packages. Okay, you get better packages, and you make a choice of your sector. Okay, and it's not about only academics, as I've said. I'll tell you general trend all across. The people who are toppers are placed in the middle. The people who are average, they are placed first. And people also from the lower side, they also, because of their expertise in one of the area, they also get placed. So that's true for all management areas. So academics is one element. That's not the element. In general, people in the middle are always placed first. Because they are more balanced. They have life also, right? Beyond books. So when they see life companies, what do they want? They want people having life, not bookworms. And we don't want to create bookworms. That is the domain we don't. So it's more about application. So that is. All right. Any more questions?
Yes. Thank you, sir. We have got a lot more questions. Can we?
So maybe if you can share those questions if you want, I'll try to answer as convenient to you. Okay. So,
yes, sir.
So at the moment, thank you everyone. Thank you for your patient listening and participating. And please feel free to reach me over LinkedIn or over my email ID. I'll try to answer as many of the questions as possible. And do come to Bangalore, our institute. You are most welcome. Also tell your faculties and your batchmates and various alumni to reach us, and most welcome. See, we are into various domain. We can work together. We can contribute. You are welcome to our PGTM programs, trainings. Do let us know if you also want us to be at your campuses. We'll see if there is some time, opportunities we can come. I'll also try to visit your campus physically for also to sharing about whatever little I know, and also about our programs, etc., feel free. So it's that just that when we come, we need that there are at least 2, 3, 4 meetings in that day, so that that flight ticket cost is recovered. So if there is a forum at your place, many students that is there, we can always come. Our institute would be able to then feel it's profitable, fruitful to go there. So feel free. I'm available for various supports that is there. Our institute is there for the sector. So do let us know if there are opportunities. We'll feel free to come. From my side, thank you very much. Thank you, Saarthi team, Saarthi Kranti team. So Agri SAARTHI Kranti team, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Daksa, for sharing such in-depth and detailed session and insights about the agri entrepreneurship. Definitely, because we are getting a lot of questions. Musina knows it, I
Surely,
know
please
it.
feel to share
So,
over email, and
yes,
also if anyone want to reach, feel free. Yeah, Ajay ji, you were saying something. I stopped you. Sorry.
yes, sir. So definitely we will share those questions with you, and it is the matter of fact that it was a really very engaging
Thank you very
session.
much.
That is
Thank you,
why only
everyone.
the
Little bit.
participants have a lot of queries about the sessions. And also I want to tell little personal thing over here because I
Share,
have
sir.
been trained under
अच्छा.
Dr. Dinesh Jain 2 years back. So इनकी guidance में जो वहाँ पे training हुआ उसी से हम कह सकते हैं कि इंस्पायर होके दिस एग्री सारथी इज रनिंग एंड ऑल दिस टीम
अरे
वर्क्स
नहीं नहीं, अरे अजय जी,
सर
वो तो एक छोटा सा ट्रेनिंग कराया, उसमें कुछ नहीं, बाकी तो जो सब कुछ है आप ही का, आप ही ने किया
सर
है.
रिफ्लेक्टेंस इज देयर एंड इट शुड बी
चलिए,
देयर है ना
थैंक यू, थैंक्स फॉर
और ये
एडिंग.
जो चीजें मैं आपको पार्टिसिपेंट्स व्हाई आई एम शेयरिंग ऑल दिस थिंग्स बिकॉज जो आपको गुरु ज्ञान मिलता है देखो आपको टेक्निकल चीजें बहुत सारे एक्सपर्ट्स होते हैं आपको कभी भी कहीं भी आप अप्रोच करेंगे बता देंगे पर जो एक पर्सनल टच होता है जो एक गाइडेंस होती है एंड वी आर इन टच even after 2 years just because of his guidance and his open nature towards everyone वो सभी के लिए हमेशा he is very helpful very much guidance they are providing to each and every students who is approaching to them तो ये बहुत ही मतलब सर का मतलब आई कैन से वेरी बिग हार्ट इज हैविंग टू हेल्प द स्टूडेंट्स एंड ऑल्सो जो
थैंक
उनका
यू.
मतलब एग्री एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में इतना जो उनका अनुभव रहा है मैं पहले वो ईडीआई एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेवलपमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंडिया के अंदर जो आपने वहाँ पे हम लोगों को ट्रेनिंग करवाई अभी आप इधर जो है फिर से बच्चों को ट्रेनिंग का जो है कहीं ना कहीं आप देख रहे हैं तो इट इज ए वेरी बिग थिंग कि आप सोसाइटी में इतना इम्पैक्ट डाल रहे हैं पर्सनली मुझे तो बड़ा मतलब अच्छा लगा आपसे 2 साल बाद में इंटरेक्ट करके और आपका लेक्चर सुन के तो थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर साहब फॉर सच एन
थैंक यू, थैंक यू.
डिटेल्ड सेशन बिकॉज डेफिनेटली बहुत ही आपने एक एक चीज के ऊपर इतना एम्फेसाइज करके बच्चों को मोटिवेट भी किया है और जो आपके प्रोस एंड कॉन्स और स्वॉट एनालिसिस सारी चीजें आपने बताई सो इट वाज ए ग्रेट सेशन डॉक्टर साहब थैंक यू सो मच एंड वी आर रियली ब्लेस्ड टू हैव यू एज ए गेस्ट स्पीकर टुडे थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर साहब
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ajay ji. Thank you, everyone. And please feel free to reach and interact. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We got so many questions. Participants, Dr. Dinesh sir's email ID is posted, so you can connect with him. And as we come to the close of today's session, I would like to express our sincere gratitude. First and foremost, I extend our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Dinesh Jain sir, for delivering such a valuable session on agri entrepreneurship and career prospects in agri business management education. Sir's insights have not only highlighted academic and professional pathways, but also inspired us to think confidently about building careers and enterprises within the agriculture sector. I also thank Ajay Kasana sir, Organizing Director and Chief Secretary of Agri SAARTHI, for his consistent guidance and leadership, which ensure the smooth and meaningful progression of this training program. My appreciation goes to the entire Agri SAARTHI team, whose dedication behind the scenes makes each session organized and impactful, and to all the participants for your active presence and engagement today. Before we log off, a gentle reminder to everyone: the attendance form will be shared in the chat box. Kindly make sure to fill it out as it is mandatory and will remain active for only a limited time. Thank you all for being a part of today's session. We look forward to your continued participation in the upcoming days of Agri SAARTHI Kranti 2026. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Jai Hind.